Hi, and welcome to another episode of the Glamourous Legends of Calgary online show. It's GLOC Online coming to you through the tailor-made radio entertainment network. We are so excited to be a part of this wonderful network. We are going to be breaking down every episode of RuPaul's Drag Race. It's season 12, episode 11. I'm very excited. I'm one of your hosts, Karla Marx. Thanks for joining us. Joined, as always, by the lovely and talented tech human, Vanta Blaque. How you doing, Vanta?
Hello, I'm doing great. Hopefully our tech skills are more advanced than usual today. We will find out as we go. Feeling fresh, feeling ready.
Feeling fresh and ready. That's how we like you. We are joined today by our extra special guest. She is the 5'8" legend herself. She is skinny. She is Grace. She is Jerrilynn Spears from Vancouver. Hi, Jerry.
Oh my God, hello. Welcome to my podcast. Thank you for joining me.
It's yours now.
It is mine. I own everything.
Oh.
Look at this glitter and this glit.
Wow.
Yeah, and I have popcorn. I'm ready.
You're like the last colonial left in Vancouver. Okay. You guys are all decolonizing out there.
Oh, yeah. I'm the last brick to take down the wall. But
Oh, we found you.
I can tell from the bangs.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm just another brick in the wall, but that's me.
Mr. Gorbachev, tear down that wall.
Reagan smash. Reagan smash. Still my favorite Family Guy joke. Well, the comments are fired up about Crystal Method, so I think that's our cue to deep dive into this episode. Are we ready to roll?
Let's do it.
I'm ready. I love Crystal. If this
Okay,
was
so we-
about Crystal, I'd be fine, you know?
Yeah, Crystal's iconic. I've really... We'll talk a lot about Crystal. Okay, so we start off with the aftermath of the double save. How do we feel? We've had a week to think about the double save. Are we happy with it?
No.
Initially, I felt very medium about it. I was kind of like, I guess we'll do a double save. But after seeing this episode, I'm glad that we got to see all of them do this challenge, I think. Or at least like the bottom two that were from last week.
That's fair.
Yeah. Like, this challenge was cool, getting to see the top 6 duets. Like, I really enjoyed all of them. But that double save did not deserve to be a double save. I didn't think that lip sync was good enough for it. So I was kind of like, meh. You could tell they were using the one that they get every season. They're like, yeah, we'll cash this in now.
Yeah, like we haven't used it yet. I will say that, to me, this episode kind of vindicated the save. I don't feel that the lip syncs themselves last week were like, oh, I've got to see these two people. They saved themselves with that lip sync.
Yeah.
But I do feel like they all had more in the tank, and I was happy for them to show that. So I feel like maybe this episode more vindicated the double save. I feel better about it now after this week than I did directly after last week.
Yeah. No, I agree.
Yep.
Okay, work.
I was upset.
I also thought that the comment RuPaul's therapy race was insanely spot on.
Especially after this episode, it really did feel like that.
Oh, you better talk about your past, you better cry, and you better grow from a judge's comments. And if you don't, you're out.
Yep. They want to see growth.
Yeah, I think we hacked the algorithm. It seems like it's RuPaul's therapy race.
I love that.
Gigi's not feeling the top 6 still being there, probably because Gigi's arc is dropping. She is crashing. Like, she started so strong, and it's like she has no second act.
Yeah, she's winded. I think she put everything and all of her creativity into the first few weeks, or whatever she had planned going into it. Like, because I think they get a list kind of looks to bring. All of her best stuff was at the beginning, and now she's just pulling from her trunk of whatever she's got left. I'm just like,
it's thin.
Yeah.
Yeah. I also just find her looks aren't landing like they used to, because it's like she planned all her looks in one sitting. Mm-hmm. And was just in one mood where she's just like, everything's gonna be chic and simple lines, and it's like, I'm so bored of it. Do something extravagant, do something over the top, do something like retro glam. James Demir says, oh God, why is she still there? Lena says, just like Aquaria did, it's like Gigi has an Aquarius bullet point list and is trying to hit them all. I mean, Aquaria is not a bad person to model your Drag Race performance after, but yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay, friends. We're not. There we go.
Gigi equals Karen? Wow.
Yeah,
Mac is just firing.
The broccoli, not Gigi.
Gigi.
I don't know. The broccoli existed. The broccoli was there. It does confirm that the broccoli was brought back for more episodes. It wasn't just all pre-recorded.
Yeah.
They did bring her back, yes, and I could have done without that.
They should have brought back Janet the Planet. I really fell in love with Janet.
Oh, Janet the Planet is a star, or Leslie Jones. Like, put her in things. Just like,
Yeah.
oh,
I
if we
haven't
could have like
seen Drag Race effort tonight, but I think Janet the Planet's on it.
Yeah. Yeah, like there's so many other things that Vanjie worked because it was natural.
Mhm.
This is just so forced. It's so forced.
Where's Rockham? Why isn't that being brought back? Someone who can actually turn a look that isn't just a styrofoam chunk that's probably disintegrating at this point, just being plopped on and shoved in the back row.
James Demers chimes in, Leslie Jones at a comedy challenge would have been amazing. Yep, absolutely. And Dahlia is just not funny. Lena chimes in, says Dahlia looks like she's done with it. I agree. Fully agree.
Yeah.
I'd be pretty done with it if I was in her position.
So Rue enters the workroom.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting choice. No glasses, no headgear at all. We get a full look at Rupert Charles. And from the neck down, very stylish. From the neck up. Like, honestly, if we just put some Yoda ears on him, it's not far.
Yes. I don't have anything better than that statement.
I mean, RuPaul spent a lot of money on that facelift. She's gonna show it off, right?
Yeah.
She got yiked.
No, she got at least an inch of flesh ripped off her scalp and pulled back.
Yeah.
There's just a ponytail of skin behind her.
Yeah, you're not gonna see her in real life from behind for a while.
Never. She'll never.
I was hanging out with Farrah and Nada today, and they were comparing her to Rue to Amanda Lepore, where like for like some phases of his life you just don't see Amanda Lepore from behind because all the excess skin is back there until it's removed, and it haunts my soul. And it's pure nightmare fuel for me. So thanks, Farrah and Nada. But yeah, I can't disagree.
Damn.
So we get into the puppets challenge. The list is Crystal and Jada. Jada gets Gigi. Jackie gets Sherry. Gigi gets Jackie. Heidi gets Crystal.
Mm-hmm.
I found this to be one of the worst puppet challenges. I look forward to it every year. There's been some pretty great insults thrown in the puppet challenge. Sometimes better than the reading challenge, which is always one of my favorites as well. I was pretty disappointed, to be honest, with the puppets this one.
I was as well. It was very flat. Like my notes are I stopped taking notes because there wasn't anything to say.
100%. I felt like a lot of it was just like, you did this.
You made a puppet.
Yeah, congratulations.
Well, but it was very like reading a LinkedIn resume of their time on the show.
Yeah.
You know? It was like, remember in episode 3 when you did this?
Everyone's going back to the political challenge because I guess that challenge wasn't flat enough. We had to try and reinforce it.
Yeah, I'm wondering if there was something that we didn't see in the edit that like that political challenge seems to have come back several times. And I wonder if like they actually kind of got into it. Like if it turned out not funny because they were maybe actually kind of pissed at each other.
I can see that being.
Oh yeah, maybe because.
And Mac brings it up right there. Look over there it gets funnier every time. And I love that it's kind of become Jada's like little mini tagline. I'm here for it.
I'm amused by it.
It makes me laugh every time because it's so US politics. Like literally, they're like, "Oh, I did something bad. Look over there," and then they release UFO photos. Like it's very, so it was very on point. I was like, "Good job, Jada."
It's got some longevity.
It does, and it will for a lot longer too. It'll be something that I think they'll reference for a lot of seasons to come.
Yeah.
Stupid happens, RuPaul will be like, "Oh my God, look over there! My wig fell off, and my lamps holding my skin back fell out."
Yeah. Max says the dump will now become something too. I think the dump will stick with Crystal. I don't think it'll travel too far.
That's a fair point.
It's a pretty, yeah. Okay, so then we go into the work. Jackie Cox wins the mediocre puppet challenge. Fine. I hope she enjoys that because she's never gonna win a fucking main challenge. We get into the workroom, and there's a few kind of quibbles. Do you think it was shady that they put Jada last?
No. It didn't feel shady. It kind of just felt like one of those things where it's like someone has to go last, and it sucks, but that's just part of the game.
Yeah.
Numbers. There's always.
She did say she didn't want to go last, but she also didn't really fight not to be last.
That's true.
So she brought it up kind of yeah, I don't really want to be last, and then was kind of quiet from what we saw. So I was like, I don't think it's shady. It's just there's 6 people left. Someone had to be it, right?
I feel like Sherry ducking the last was shady. Because, if you're looking at it, of comedy girls remaining, it's Sherry and Jackie are the two that should be the most comfortable doing comedy.
Yeah.
And Sherry being I will not be last. Right off the hop, I'm it shows nerves. It shows she's hiding something.
Mm-hmm.
There you go.
She knew half an hour set. She just knew it.
Well, I mean, we'll get to that, but it was? Girl.
An idiot.
People go the other way where there was that was 17 minutes and it was 2. You don't go the other way. You're it was only 2 minutes? It was only 17? Come on.
When you go too long also. I have done that for things where you just go a lot longer and then but you can feel it. You just can't stop sometimes. But
because as you're writing material to talk about, once you go through your material, if you rehearse, it's going to be 20 minutes long. Or you plan for a 5-minute set. So she wrote probably a 20-minute set expecting to do it.
Speaking of people who have are on stage and then they just go on for way too long on the mic. Vanta and Anne, how does that feel?
Hey.
Hey, I have stood on stage with both of you. I earned that comment, okay? I love you both so much, but I am coming for you.
You're here to be a wonderful, delicate balance.
I'm here to move you along sometimes. Well, that's great. How about our next performer? Classic Karla. All right. What did we think of Whoopi as a judge?
I love her.
She was so good. I found that she gave such good advice and direction to everybody.
Yeah.
She's probably one of the best guest judges for support-wise I think they've ever had. She gave real actual things for them to apply to the challenge and to elsewhere. I was impressed, very impressed.
Yeah, I liked her as a judge. I'm with Bo. I hate her on The View, but I did like her as a judge. Dust and I were chatting earlier, and Dust noticed that we had a little special guest in the workroom judging, in the workaround. That Ru actually decided to show up for the run-throughs, which does not happen. And Dust was saying, do you think it's just because it was Whoopi? And I 100% think it was.
Oh, yeah.
Because when the last time RuPaul helped with the challenge? Was it the season 7 Shakespeare thing when it was just a dumpster fire?
Maybe.
I don't know. It is quite rare. We'd have to get an official ruling on the matter, but it is quite rare.
Yeah, I think that if they were to bring Whoopi back, it should be her and Leslie Jones, and they should just take over the judging panel. And one can be we've got some moral support. We've got
Ross Matthews. I love Ross.
Oh yeah, Ross should stay. I just mean in place of RuPaul. Put both of them in there.
Okay. This actually brings up something that I heard today. I was hanging out with Farrah and Nada. As I said, we're doing Mother's Day stuff, and the Burkini episode came up. With Ru, the one episode where Ru was completely masked up.
Oh yeah.
And they had a conspiracy theory. I mean, I'm not gonna call it a conspiracy theory, but it was a theory and I was wild about it. I supposed that she was in the burkini because she had surgery or she was very ill, or had a reaction. And they were yeah, we think she was sick, but it wasn't even her in the burkini, that it was Raven.
I can see that.
That there was a body double and they put it to a singular moment. So I'm curious to get the GLOC reaction that Rue never turns her head in the judging panel. She always focuses right on so the light hits her perfectly. And in that challenge, it is the only time that I can remember seeing Rue go.
That is the visual moment that came to mind when you were describing the story.
Yeah, it's hot tea. I've never seen Rue turn her head. Maybe she turned it because she was in the bikini. Maybe it's Raven. They also said it's a classic Raven move is to turn the head like the forward turn head.
But if you look back at the arms in the bikini, they're really thin, and Raven actually kind of works out. She's not like super thin like RuPaul, so it still kind of looks like the Crypt Keeper with a mask on, and I don't think Raven looks like that.
I'm excited. This was good. I don't know. I really
yeah.
I'm honestly gonna have to go back and I'm gonna check it out and go back and I think it was season 8 was the bikini, or is it 9?
No, it was more recent. It was
like 10 or 11.
Exchange, wasn't it? Monet Exchange versus Dusty Ray Bottoms. Found the Alarm.
Oh, okay.
And then 10.
So 10 then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, this is exciting. I don't know. I thought that was worth. We needed to bring that up.
No,
Yes,
that's
we have research to do.
Yeah, that was good. So, okay, we actually get a judging moment with each of the dolls.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, okay, Jackie sucked and makes a big change. It was good.
Mm-hmm.
Heidi, I thought there was problems from the start.
oh my god!
And I'm also
How rude.
Ow.
I'm eating popcorn with seasoning, and sometimes it goes into my nose, and I have to sneeze.
What kind of seasoning?
I have white cheddar,
Okay.
vinegar, and then Frank's Red Hot powder on top. It's really good.
That does sound like something that would make one sneeze. That's fair.
Yeah, I could see it. The powdered cheddar really is activating.
Yeah, it gets up there. Sorry.
No, that's fine. For me, I don't know if anyone else finds this. I'm curious on the opinion of the group.
Mm-hmm.
Holy shit, are they spoon feeding Heidi answers?
I've
never seen a performer be straight up told, hey, here's an excellent idea, go do it. It's like maybe once, but this is like every week she's just getting fed.
I wrote down that it was the Heidi N Closet Aphrodite Bonina Brown Mentorship Drag Race.
Yeah.
You wrote a few more names in there, but that was all I had time for before something split. And then the next note I have is just Elle DeBarge, so that's it. But it is interesting that they've given her such a high level of mentorship, I would say. It would be nice.
They're giving her the answers to the quiz.
Yes. And that's what
not like, oh, you're really excelling in this direction. No, they're like, oh, so the question is, what is this rock made out of? And this is the answer. That's what they're doing for her. They're like, they love her so much. I think they know that without the direction, she wouldn't have made it very far. So I think they're probably like, oh, she'll be good TV if we can keep her kind of going without rigging it too bad, maybe.
We've got different opinions here in the comments. We've got Bo saying they've been doing it consistently. It's a drag internship. And Max saying maybe because she actually listened to all the advice. Possibly. I will counter with we actually have a lab within this season, which I think is a good point. They're mentoring Crystal. They're feeding Heidi.
That is a very, very good observation. Yeah.
Like,
I would agree with that.
Yeah, like Heidi, they're just straight up, here's a funny name. Here's a funny joke. Here's what you should name your product. Here's what you should do on stage. Do the drunk guy exactly like this. You did it? Okay, good.
I mean,
wow.
The comments literally just said maybe it's because they're actually listening to the advice. And that might actually just be the code that someone has finally cracked for Drag Race is to actually take the direction. It might be that simple. And maybe because she's taking it so directly, maybe there's no other way they can edit it. Maybe RuPaul is as helpful to everybody, but no one takes the advice.
Bless her, I do like Heidi, but maybe she's too dumb to get suggestions and needs to go straight up. It's like, maybe they're like hinting and they're just like, do this. And she's like, oh, okay.
Oh, sure.
It's possible. Okay. Crystal, she came out and I was like, I saw this one being fire. I was like, she's trusting herself. She's painted herself into a position where she can just be charismatic.
Yep.
Oh, wait, before we move on, I'm sorry. Max says, wasn't there one episode where she wasn't given advice and tanked it? And I believe that is the case.
That's true.
Yeah, I think early on when she wasn't getting any help from the judges, she was like, whap!
Episodes like 1 and 3, maybe.
Or 1 through 3.
Yeah, 1, 2, 3.
Like, she saved a lot of her good drag. She did the opposite of Gigi, where Gigi's like, here is everything I got, episodes 1, 2, 3. And Heidi was like, I'm going to hope I'm just charming enough to play the long game, and just hopefully, like, in
Just
episodes 8, 9, 10, 11, I'll start whipping out the good drag now, which is, like, it's a way to play the game, but it's dangerous.
You can tell there's always performers who go onto the show to make an impression on the audience and not to win, and I think Heidi is one of those people who came on like, I have a personality, I can use this to have a career longevity-wise, I don't care about winning.
I think to carry on to that, I think that the people who go on and have the greatest success are the ones who are like, I want to build this as a career moment, and I'll come back and try to win All-Stars.
Yeah.
And then there's the producers who are like, let's do that with this broccoli.
Woof.
Who cares about Dahlia? She's boring. She's gorgeous, but she's boring.
And transphobic.
Oh,
yeah.
Canceled.
I don't think she's gorgeous. Sherry, the goldfish, yeah, okay. It seems just like more of the same from her. Gigi, even from the beginning, I wrote down Robo Queen. She is crashing hard. And then as soon as they were like, can you have feelings? She's like, no.
And then just cries in the confession.
Cried.
I found her crying so annoying. It just reminds me of like a spoiled 13-year-old girl from Beverly Hills whose dad wouldn't buy them the new Prada purse, so she was upset. It was really kind of annoying that she didn't get away, that they didn't love it immediately because she was frustrated. I'm like, girl.
Yeah. I think we're gonna take a quick pause here because I'm too warm. So I'm gonna take off my vest here and just happen to show off my amazing Marx merch by Karla Marx. Oh, it's just so warm. Oh, better. Oh, it comes in tank top. What do you got there, Vanta? Oh my god, it comes in t-shirts too with an alternative logo. Oh my god.
Like, oh no, I'm falling into space. Hang on.
Oh, there you go. We didn't actually plan this. It's just yet another example of us doing the Kismet thing.
Tonight's theme was titties. We all just wanted to show them off.
Oh yeah.
That's what this was really about.
But I did actually want to pause for something here. We'll get back on track. Oh wow, them some titties, girl. After we've talked about titties, I do want to. James brings up a good point. What do we think about the All-Stars 5 lineup?
I was going to ask if we wanted to bring that up later. Yeah, that's
Let's do it as an intermission.
Let's do it up. I in our group chat earlier got confused and thought it was coming out like in a few days. I got very confused. I'm like, why are there so many numbers?
Duke's having some thoughts. I'm really, it's gonna be a stacked group. I'm really impressed with the group that they got. I feel bad for like, there's a couple in there that you're just like, enjoy your minute. Like you're not gonna be around for a while.
There's those queens and performers at every show. It's just have the time, have the stage time. Go ahead.
You're a Star Trek red shirt. Come on, Mayhem Miller. What are you doing in there? I know she's got fans, so it got her up there, but she's gonna.
Mayhem in that Amazon Prime special bodysuit that every drag queen and her mom has. Life. It was like, and then she posted on Instagram, literally her wearing it, and then the screenshot from Amazon, and I was like, she said local queen rights.
I mean, I have almost bought that shirt or that bodysuit many times, and then assumed that I wouldn't fit it properly, so I didn't get it. Now I'm glad I never did.
Max is low-key underwhelmed by most of the lineup.
I actually
How many people said no before they called India Farah? Woo.
I will say
Farah is really amazing. How dare you?
India Farah looks
fierce.
She looks so cool. Like I actually had to like look her up again because I didn't recognize her as someone from Drag Race.
Well, that's the tea. I think that India Farah has had one of the biggest changes after the show. If you only know India Farah of the show, I think you have every right to be a little bit surprised. But she's carved herself out a pretty consistent career, I think, as a pretty damn fine entertainer. So I was okay with her.
I also think All-Stars having I think this is what All Stars is like intended to be about, is having people from quite a while ago being able to show how much they've improved and go against each other. And I'm glad Andrina finally got her moment. And I'm confused as to why Jujubee has a third moment. As much as I love her,
And
couldn't tell you why.
And Alexis Mateo's getting a third one too.
Really?
Uh-huh. She was in All Stars 1 and had a season.
Yeah.
Isn't this Jujubee's third All Stars though?
Second. She was on first and now 5. Same with
which fits a pattern where I think that they're saying like season 1 and All Stars 1 both don't count. We screwed up. You get another crack at it.
I mean, it is fair for how much they fucked them all over.
Well, they did it with Manila, right? And
Latrice.
And Latrice, they got a third again. The interesting thing is that because Latrice came back and then got kicked off again, even though they were like, I'm the most beloved, which just got really annoying. Where she's just like, crown me because I want it. I was just like, I'm over that. But the interesting point for me is that Latrice is actually the person who's been eliminated most in Drag Race history.
Oh, that's rough.
Yeah.
She's been eliminated 4 times.
That's amazing.
Yeah. That's an accomplishment.
Yeah, no, that's pretty fierce.
Yeah. It's an interesting group. I'm personally kind of rooting for Shay and Cracker. I think those are the two. It was interesting to look at the people who were, I was like, you stayed in fighting shape and you ate your feelings.
How dare you come for Alexis Mateo like that?
I wasn't even mentioning her. I was thinking of other people. Anyways, it's fine. Whatever. People change. It's fine. I'm excited for Cracker, and I'm excited for... I think Cracker this time is... Cracker could be like, have like an Alaska moment. She's been so good off the show. So. I think she's much more out of her head. She's much more established and confident. She could be... Like, she could have an Alaska season on this episode, on this one. So I'm really excited.
I'm excited to fall back in love with Miss Cracker because I miss enjoying her so much. That's a personal issue, but I'm very excited to see her again. And also, like, I think Shay will destroy everyone.
Yeah, that's fair. Sorry, Dust. You're right. Commenting on people's weight isn't cool. My bad. I apologize.
I think if RuPaul's learned anything from this Sherry Pie incident, they've started to pay attention to optics. And I think if they have another white All-Stars winner, it would be outrageous. So I think this is Shea Coulee's season to just to lose. Like, she is so amazing and talented.
Yeah.
I think they cast her knowing that she was going to soar to the top the whole time because she was going to win season 9 until Sasha Velour literally pulled out the rose petals, which was jaw drop.
A magic moment.
Yeah, I think it's Shea Coulee's. I'm excited to see her do her victory lap, I think, in the season.
Could be, but we've had people there to be crowned before. I mean, you think Latrice came in and everyone was like, wow, they are going to crown Latrice. And she struggled the whole way through. People are pulling for Team Derek. What do you think about Derek Barry's chances?
Next.
I know that Duke loves Derek Barry, and I know that that's where that's coming from. Which is not an attack in any way. It is just a statement of love.
Derek has done some good things, but I'm excited to watch them go home 5th.
Would you call Nebraska Thunderfuck a good thing?
I wish I could give you the dinner prize for that comment. Hey, actually, why don't we get dinner? I'm going to call Infinity and be like, we give away these prizes every week. I want one. That is a good point to mention that we are still sponsored by our lovely friends at Bar Patricia and Infinity Ultra Lounge, and we will still be giving away dinner to one lucky person, and is based entirely on nepotism, and Jerrilynn Spears will be giving it away to someone who she just likes their comment. It's that easy. Comment, you could win.
I can't wait to win.
I'm going to guess that the all caps is definitely Duke. Rage typing or Joy typing, either way. Yes, it's well documented that you like fake Brittany, lesser Brittany, Derek Brittany.
I think it'll be an exciting season to watch, though. I'm excited. I felt a little flat seeing the photos or the Meet the Queens bit, but I think that also just in their weird lighting setup. Like, why is it?
I've heard I haven't seen the photos, but I've heard a lot of people say Huh.
I liked what everyone was wearing for the most part. Like, the looks were quite cool, but there was something about you'll see the photos. You'll probably feel the same. It looks like someone took like a flash photo with their iPhone in the back of a stage.
Ooh.
Well,
Also, Mac,
GLOC filmed her new music video on an iPhone, so maybe they filmed this whole season on an iPhone.
maybe. Anne is begging for dinner, Jerry, so there you go. And Mac, you never asked me for your code to get the dinner. Did you get it? Anyways. Okay, let's get back to the season. Let's get to Ru on the runway. What did we think of Ru?
I loved that look.
Stunning.
That's I think my favorite one so far. I felt quite mediocre towards all of the Ru looks this far, but this one I felt like that was a full leg. So, you can't really see my leg because it's also dark.
I saw a flash of white. I'll assume it was a leg.
It's my sweatpants. They have words on them.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. High fashion.
We will be tooting and booting. We're just talking about it right now.
I have it ready. Actually, let me...
We'll get into the runway looks in a minute.
You continue. I'm just making sure I'm ready.
Okay. Jerry, what did you think of Ru?
I don't remember it.
I think back in what? Well, we'll get the looks up in a minute, but you will remember it. I thought it was great, and yes, we will be shooting.
I was paying direct attention. I don't remember it, so I think it was probably just a forgettable.
It was quick.
That's fair.
It was on the quicker time.
It was.
Okay, so let's look at the actual performances. Jackie Cox between two parents. I said it's pretty classic Jackie. It's proficient. It's a good move for her. I'm not very wowed.
It felt very like a comedic story in a Dale Carnegie formula. That makes sense. But I still liked it. I appreciated I liked the separate glasses for each parent. I think that's a fun touch.
Yeah. I felt like Dev could do this set well. I felt like it'd be a good thing for Dev, where his comedy's going. So I don't mean that as a read. Oh, Bo says Jackie's performance was a TED Talk. Mac says underwhelming. Anne said yawn. And Stephanie said Jackie was wordy, but it was touching. And everybody knows that vulnerability would get you far in Drag Race. Scalding hot tea. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It kind of reminded me of like a bad Nickelodeon sitcom where some like 14-year-old boy is trying to act out his parents. And it was like the idea was there, but it was like meh.
I wish that she had that white boa that she's describing that whole time. Like, I wish she had just like pulled it out from her wig.
As a reveal moment, it would have been icon-eek. And it doesn't even matter if it is the white boa. Take any prop you have, bitch, and just, that.
I don't know, a purple fan, whatever you have.
Something, but a reveal in the comedy act would have been really cool. James says she did what they told her to and it worked. Can't argue with that.
Yeah, fair.
Took direction, that is important.
Yeah.
Then we get into Crystal, and I loved Crystal. Let's talk about Crystal. Everyone wants to talk about Crystal. Here's your moment. Begin gushing. I will cede the floor to my co-host. Go ahead, gush.
Oh, I think she's just the cutest thing. I want to be her best friend. I love her. I just have a lot of feelings. I realize as I'm speaking, I don't have any words. I used up all my words on that one good joke, and now I'm just having feelings about Crystal.
I'm going to read out some comments before we get to you, Jerry. We stand Crystal from Stephanie. Crystal was phenomenal from Mac. Fucking amazing from James. And I've never laughed so hard at a comedy challenge. Bo says perfection. So genuine from James. Jordy says, I love her so much. She was so funny. I will throw it to you a comment before we get to Jerry. It felt the most like seeing something from a fake mustache or House of Skunk or commercial drag. It felt like a moment for the alt girls, as they often call us.
Yeah. In that moment, I was watching with Indigo and Simon, and I was just like, I wish that we could have all been together watching this. Like, this episode is why we have the viewing parties and why we keep doing the viewing parties, because I could just feel like I could feel how everyone would be reacting.
Oh yeah, you could see that on those stages.
Yeah. Also, Crystal definitely owns a cat. from the way that he was moving. I
Strong
haven't.
research.
I have seen him do all of these things, especially when he peed in a box the other day because he's an idiot. So
Wild.
Yeah.
Jerry, thoughts, comments, questions?
Yeah, I think it's really interesting note that in the past of Drag Race, whenever someone has kind of bent gender in the other direction, they've done very well, which I think is, like, for instance, Kennedy Davenport, Little Richard.
Little Richard was
Like,
iconic.
those kind of examples where it's like out of the box, as in like, they're not female presenting, which I find really ironic because RuPaul applauds it for them, but won't include them in the actual show. But like, you can see RuPaul really enjoying that other avenue of drag or a different avenue of drag.
Yeah.
So it's interesting because I thought it was amazing. I laughed. I thought it was great.
Oh, it's funny.
It's something I can see myself doing too, that kind of routine. So I like really enjoyed it. Like for you, it reminds me kind of like of commercial drag and of the Calgary alt scene, like the ones who aren't a skinny white girl trying to look like a girl who can walk down Rodeo Drive. Like,
or a fashion model. Yeah.
It was refreshing to see it amongst the rest of the one woman shows as kind of like a gender variant, which I think
getting a lot of people are agreeing with you. Some people are saying Milk crashed out doing this. Alaska's Boy Drag wasn't the great. It got some pan. Also, more recently, the David Attenborough crashed. So it's got to be done right.
Absolutely. I mean, that's the thing
right.
for any type of drag. If you aren't able to channel it properly, it's not going to be received well. But like, if you have you've created a character and you've really worked on it and you put your best foot forward, it can work, right?
Well, and I love the comment. I think it was Michelle or somebody's like, "We've never seen anything like that." You mean a drag king?
Yeah.
You know, I was kind of like, did you just read yourself accidentally?
I haven't watched anything beyond the first episode of Secret Celebrity Drag Race.
You want to watch the second one. The second one's so much better.
I was
Should have opened the second one, yeah.
They just should have flipped it.
About it, and they said there is a Drag King challenge.
Oh! It's tonight. I'm gonna watch. I usually go and watch it right after this. So
yeah.
Ben de la Creme does excellent boy drag, says James. Well, that's something to check out.
Oh, yeah. Ben de la Creme in the Snatch Game also did.
You're right.
I don't know what her name is right now, but the Circle Meets a Square, that character.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Paul Lynn?
Paul Lynn, thank you. Yeah.
Thank Lena. She got it.
Someone's decided to be a guest.
Okay, Crystal, we all got our moment. Heidi, I was really sad for her because this was like the first time I didn't hate her makeup. And then maybe that made sense in her mind, but woof. That was tough sledding.
It looked like someone who had
gorgeous.
Although it did look exactly like someone who had never really done makeup all that much, tried to copy Jada's makeup from that same night.
Well, Jada is clearly teaching her things.
Yeah.
If you watch the progression and you see in the workroom, she sits quite close to Jada, but it's, it's hard to, James says it's hard to watch. Mac Duke was disappointed, and Stephanie, I gotta agree with you. If you told me that Heidi's number was 17 minutes long, I would have believed.
very, very apt observation.
Great girl.
Yeah, it wasn't good.
No.
I wrote down JOAKS, which means where are the jokes?
Where are they?
Where are they?
She was trying to be like these crazy people, but she looked really amazing. So
yeah, it didn't work. She should have de-glamified her drag a little bit. I think that the problem for Heidi on this one was that she was too close to the subject material.
Mm-hmm.
And she didn't conceive of them as characters. She was trying to relay a real person.
The real
and that she couldn't ever really communicate the thought to the thing. They didn't flow. They felt all like the same thing. And it was a bomb. We all watched it. It was terrible. What do we think of Gigi's? I thought it was better than I expected. I thought she redeemed. It was better than what she was trying before.
It was better than they edited the preview to be.
Yeah.
That is some brutal editing. Like the level, like the editors are extremely talented and they are evil.
Well, especially with comedy. Comedy is the easiest, like a runway look is a look. You can't edit that. I mean, maybe if they put a really terrible season 1 filter on you, but
The gasoline filter.
yeah, comedy, all you got to do is accentuate a pause and take out a laugh track and it'll bomb.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Edit was a cheese grater.
Oh.
Stephanie says Gigi was desperate. She keeps relying on how pretty she is. It was rough for me. Good thing she ended on the Detroit joke because it would have landed her in the bottom 2 without it. Ooh, thoughts?
I do.
Yeah, when she said "Welcome to Detroit," I think that was the only time I actually laughed.
Yeah.
I kind of like screamed a little bit because I was like, "Oh, that's clever!" Like,
Yeah,
what was the rest?
That was funny.
Yeah, I think that I think she definitely had her notes. I mean, they edited it to look like she was checking in her box to see her notes. I do think that her notes might have been in there for sure. Still,
I think they were. She's a theater kid. She's a musical theater kid. I bet you they were 100% in there.
Just tuck taped in there.
She's very prepared, but she can't do off the cuff.
No. I think it's interesting that Gigi, it's like this parallel between Sherry and Gigi. Sherry keeps getting the critique of doing an old woman, and then Gigi hasn't gotten the critique of acting like a robot for the last 7 challenges. She has no personality coming through that's not just just it's the same notes every week as whatever her robot character was from Snatch Game, which she did very well at. And I think she's like, oh, let me listen here. They enjoyed it. Let's continue this sense of humor, but it's not working.
No.
I feel like Gigi almost did herself a disservice by being the robot because it's so perfect to describe her personality that it's like, I feel like Ross is like they each have favorites, and just as it was Michelle who was keeping around Aiden for that long, I really feel like Ross is keeping around Gigi because he's always like, I love your look. And it's like, look beyond the same dress that she wears every week. Gigi is crumbling in front of us.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. She's beautiful. I'm sure her flight because she wanted
Jada.
Oh, well, yes. No, I'm just like independently, we're just looking at Gigi. Like, her looks are great. And I feel like her flight attendant thing was just because she had a flight attendant's outfit.
It was like the concept was cool. I enjoyed the idea. I would have loved to have seen someone funnier do it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm over Gigi. I'm kind of like bored with her because it's been the same note over and over again. Like, she always looks great. Like, congratulations, you're a runway model. Work, cool. Give us something different.
We might not be the only ones with opinions. Anxiety chimes in and says Gigi was second best this week.
I disagree.
I love how we all just went silent in response to that.
Okay, she who must not be named was there. She went really long.
Yeah. It was surprising how bad it was, honestly. Like, you would think that from what we know about that one, it would have been something that she would excel in, potentially, as a theatrical creature.
I don't know. I wonder if they cut a bunch of her jokes.
They might have, because if you looked at how they did the safe in the bottom, they usually announce the bottom 3 like last, and Sherry was the last one to be made safe before the bottom 2. So I think because of how long she went over, because of the disrespect to Jada and like the rest, I think they put her in the bottom, which I kind of appreciated.
Mm-hmm.
But I thought, I don't want to give her any compliments, but I kind of laughed a little bit at the set. But oh well, she's terrible.
I feel like the idea of being like dressed in all black with the weird little fish head, I think that would have been funnier.
Hard to say. They really don't like those concepts in practice, but then oftentimes when they see them, they're like, oh, that was great. Who knew?
But they had a challenge that was literally that, when they had to have their own little animated sidekicks or whatever.
Monique Hart could have done Gigi's concept well. Yep.
Absolutely.
And James says this was a fringe show I wouldn't see. Yep. I was really rooting for Jada. I felt it was bad. She knew it was bad. It didn't land. She didn't have the right energy.
No. She did end on a solid note of just well, that was one of my most awkward life stories and none of you laughed. Gonna walk away.
Yeah, she knew. She knew.
It was uncomfortable. I think I was ugh, the whole time. It was not good. There was still a moat, she could have saved it.
Yeah.
She doesn't have the comedic chops to save it, but if she had something to just turn it on the end, some punchline or whatever, instead of just that's my story, there could have, if all that cringing, if she had built the tension to that point where I was what's next? And there was something else that was just hilarious. I feel with that one, the timing needed to be perfect.
Yeah.
And it just, it didn't really land.
Yeah. That's all I got for it.
Yeah, totally. Okay, so let's get on to tooting and booting. Let's do some runways.
Let me do the thing.
Do. All right, we're going to enter into our toot and boot mode where Vanta Blaque will be taking us through all the looks and we will chat about them one by one. And we will get to give them toots and boots for the week.
Let me activate the poll.
If you are listening online on Monday, you could just yell it out. People won't care. They'll know what you mean.
Send us a little DM. Be like, I tooted that one. And we'll be
we love it. We love it, DMs.
Yeah. All right. So the poll is live. The poll is just to toot or boot each look. And we're starting with RuPaul, as always.
RuPaul, I'm giving her a toot.
Strong toot.
Yeah.
Toot
now that I see it, I'm still not overwhelmed. I've seen this in 4 different colors by RuPaul.
How dare you? That leg shape, the reveal of the leg with the long behind it is very different, and I love that wig. It is a masterpiece.
It's because she usually has a slit on the other side of her body. I think the only difference is because on her right side, it's normally on her left side.
Still good.
I was watching this through the mirror when I was finishing my makeup, and I thought it was on the same leg. So
I'm still tooting it. It's still gorgeous, but I'm not overwhelmed.
Her leg looks like a Barbie doll. That is a Barbie doll's leg.
She pads the whole way down.
I know. I was looking at that type of pad online, and I was fascinated. I feel like it'd be warm. A little sweaty.
Oh yeah, she's a sweaty bitch.
Oh yeah.
That's what that face in the top right says.
All right, let's move on to the next look. Who's purple people? Oh, Jackie.
Yeah, so I gave them fun names this time.
Oh, okay. I am booting the crap out of this.
Yeah.
I wanted to like it, but then I looked for more than half a second and it was a no from me.
Steph is shooting this.
Her lace.
She didn't cut her lace. It's down to her eyelashes.
At first I thought it was a weird shadow, and I was like, wait, there can't be a shadow there. I was like, that's a really bad contour, and then I realized it was the lace.
Yep, that's fair.
Oh, this is a boot. This is a bad kindergarten collage challenge. Boot.
Uh-huh.
Boot the house.
James and Stephanie are defending with toots. Anxiety just straight up said, I hate Jackie Cox.
That's extreme, ma'am, but okay.
Yeah, that's fair.
On to the next. Oh, I do have one more final point. Why was there a little acid something tab on the tongue? Was that just quirky?
That's her being quirky.
Not like other queens?
Boring.
I'm not like other girls.
Me in high school. All right, we've got.
It's a rare toot for me. I'm tooting it. I often don't like Crystal's runway looks. I liked it.
I thought it was fun. What did I give her? I gave her a fun name. Oh yeah, Phenomenal Phil DeBarge. Yeah.
I'm booting this one.
I thought it was fun.
She has no shape. It's kind of it doesn't belong on the runway. I don't think it's fun. I would gag at a nightclub with this.
Yeah.
If she came out and it was a rip-off reveal into something like this, but as just the solid look on the runway, it's boring. There's no shape to it. I just think it's kind of lazy.
Wow. Okay. Kayla shared your opinion. I kind of liked it, and I was like, I like this, and she looked at me, she's like, really? So, yeah, I think it could be split.
No, I like it. All right, on to the next.
Actually, I want to just back up for 1 second here. Anxiety has some tea. I forgot to mention that. Did you all see Jackie Cox bulge during the rehearsal? I did not.
No.
I'm a Christian woman, of course not.
Well, we might need an investigation.
The only bulge I'm looking for is my snake, who ate 2 days ago and is still hiding under the substrate. So, yeah, fun thing.
Shall we move on to Heidi?
Yes, Heidi something, as she signed her name at the end.
It is very pretty. I was just a little bored.
I mean, she looks gorgeous, but this is like, she bought this at Nordstrom Rack on sale. It's just like she looks amazing. I'm giving her a toot. She looks amazing, but it could have been better.
I'm really hesitant because everyone's like, "Ooh, I love the back." She's worn the exact same back 2 or 3 times now.
I think she wore this dress in black, didn't she? With like a big shoulder pad added on top.
No, that one was the one that went around here, and she had like butt flaps, kind of.
Oh,
but
no.
There was another one she wore early in the season that didn't fit as nicely, and I kind of felt like someone else's clothes, which like fair enough, whatever. But it just didn't fit her very well. This one is better. I'm gonna give her a really thin toot.
I still like it. Was it an open back? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, it was.
Okay, yeah, it was like the sort of diamond open.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's okay.
Yeah.
I'm with Steph. It's pretty safe.
I quite liked it.
Yeah. You know what? That it is. If you judge her by like week 2, this is a triumph.
Yeah. I think that's where I'm feeling. I'm like, for her, this is like next level.
Do you think the other girls are helping her with hair and some extra jewels and stuff like that?
Absolutely. That's like we watched Untucked before all of this as well. And up close, that's that weird, like, I don't know how to describe it.
It's a hard front wig that she tried to make a hairline for.
Yeah. And someone was saying that that's a pageant method.
Well,
I think Jada's fingerprints are all over the glow up for Heidi.
Yeah. Someone lent her those jewels.
So I think for every challenge that Heidi won, which is 1, I think we should add to Jada's book, because I think Jada has prepped and primed Heidi like no tomorrow.
Yeah.
Oh, we've got tea. Anne says, did y'all see when one of the queens got booted, she left a note saying, unlike the rest of y'all, I'm not leaving anything for Heidi, but they never read it.
I believe it was Widow who had written that.
Ooh. Wow.
That's fierce.
That is fierce. I feel that's shady. The girl came in with a bed sheet on her head in week 1, you know, and like one wig, and they threw her some help because she has the talent to be a great queen. And I feel like her financial setting shouldn't deter her. Like, it's not just who has the biggest bank account to buy the best drag. I feel like them throwing her help, I've not always been Heidi's biggest fan, but I like that they're helping her.
Yeah.
I like it when they help each other, honestly. Like, yeah, it's not like RuPaul's best friends race, but also you don't have to intentionally throw someone in a fire.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, what? Ru can give everybody an answer, but they can't give her a wig? Come on.
Oh. Yeah.
No, I think she's beautiful. Heidi something gets a toot. I don't like that they forced her to change her name so much, but upon thinking about it for a whole week, Heidi Aphrodite, spelt with Afro, is pretty cool.
It's pretty cute. All right, let's move on to Gigi.
All right.
Heidi something is a good name. I am giving this a boot. I am over Gigi's like, it's cute retro looks. I'm over it. It was Party Goddamn City. Yes, Steph, it is Party City. It is so lame. So lame.
I called her Gigi all right for this one. That's kind of how I feel.
This is what Jackie Cox thinks she looks like. This is what Jack Frost is trying to do. And it's still bad. So
I give you a toot.
Yeah.
I give you a toot for that. I'm booting the look, but I give Jerrilynn a toot.
I think this is a great Halloween look that you can still move around in.
Gigi's face is printed and taped up beside the cash register because she robbed Party City.
She did her eyes differently, and I was quite.
Stuff
was
serving fire. It's chic. Yeah, I'm with you. I'm so over Ross Matthews defending every look. This is your purple look? No, this was from something else and you just didn't use it.
Yeah, that's where I was at with it. Like, it's fine, I guess, but it's not for this challenge.
Yeah. Everyone is giving Steph props with these comments. Steph, you're killing it today. Jada, I mean, I can't smack. I wish I could toot this twice.
Here we go.
You need to put like a shoot option because this was everything.
I will add shoot for the next week because I can have I think up to 8 or something options in here, maybe 10.
I have been attacked. This is stunning.
It's so beautiful.
This is everything.
I want to wear it.
Oh, I would wear this in a heartbeat. I mean, I think we all want to. I don't know if we'd all look like Jada in it, but...
Karla, can we get matching ones but have different colors?
Yes.
Thank you. Ours will just be like a giant paper plate dipped in paint with sparkles thrown on it.
You know mine's going to be leopard print.
That's fair. Mine will probably be blue.
Yeah, the shoes, the headpiece, the everything. Oh my God. Okay, let's submit our ballot sheets. Let's see what we get.
Yeah. Alrighty. Oh, there's only one person who has not yet voted. I'll give you a moment. There's also a chance that that's me and I can't enter the polls because I created it. So mathematical.
Why haven't y'all done the Hex sisters before?
Well,
You mean the Hex Girls from Scooby-Doo?
I don't understand, James.
okay, this is a safe space for me to say I don't know what you're saying either.
Oh my God. Y'all are so old. Scooby-Doo, the Hex Girls.
I didn't actually really watch Scooby-Doo, to be honest. I watched the movie.
Okay, when this is done, go on YouTube, search
James, I'm older than you. Don't give me that.
People don't like when I use this as my excuse, but my answer to this is that I was homeschooled and I didn't get the same exposure to pop culture as all the
Yeah. You're home at a TV. Don't give me that.
Scooby-Doo, bitch. It was everywhere. Even Amish people know what Scooby-Doo is.
Okay, let's go through the looks. 100% toots on RuPaul. I think we all are agreeing there. Jackie Cox is a narrow boot. Seems like it could have gone either way there. Crystal, most people tooted. Heidi, most people tooted.
One person didn't like Crystal.
That was me.
Oh, well, whatever. Don't think of my wife like this.
Heidi, everyone's on board. Gigi, I think that's Gigi's first boot of the season. I think she's always been a toot.
Yeah, and Jada is also a firm toot.
It will go down as one of the all-time best looks, which gives me a moment to go into that lip sync. I knew it was going to be good. I didn't know it was going to be that good.
How was that that tiny underneath wig so springy?
It's just perfectly styled.
Jada is just so good at drag. It's not even funny.
I want her to adopt me and also like slap me.
Oh, take whatever you could get. Yeah. It was an amazing lip sync. I felt bad for Heidi because like she's coming in fresh. Nobody's seen her. We all wanted to see it, but she delivered.
It was.
Oh yeah, the first Bo says the lip sync was perfect. I knew she had it the first in less than 10 seconds. Mac Duke says Jada pissed all over that damn stage. The little bus driver wig. That is how you wear a bus driver. And Lena, I'm interested in everyone's thought on this. Even though she was in the bottom, I feel like Jada won the season tonight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, her comedy challenge was her set was atrocious.
Everyone has a
I
stumble.
think she looked the best in both her one-woman show and on the runway, and then she served us that lip sync.
Oh.
It was a blessing from Jada to us to see her perform like that.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's so nice also to see, like, I don't know, we don't really have pageants the same way as they do in the States, and there's kind of like the essence of, or well, she's the essence, but the vibe of kind of being, I don't know, not characters, like you're just a pretty Barbie doll that speaks once or twice, and she has so much versatility in her craft, I would say.
She was magnetic. I just was like squealing every time she was on the stage. And get out of here with that. The lip sync was just okay.
I'm gonna block Anne from the chat. How about that?
And come on, that was magnetic.
And we're not gonna win the dinner.
I felt like they already used it, but I wish that they could have used the double save on that lip sync.
That should have been the lip sync to double save.
Yeah. Heidi fought hard.
Jackie did okay last week, but Jackie lost that lip sync against Heidi.
Mm-hmm.
I think hands down. So I think this should have been, if there was another option to use a double save, this should have been the one.
I firmly agree.
And just cut the damn reunion show.
It's just gonna look like this, but worse connection.
Yeah, we're doing the reunion shows right now. I would be scared shitless if I was one of those 4 girls standing in the back and I saw Jada do that.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Like, there is going to be a scramble to the door to get out of the way. You remember the boulder in Indiana Jones?
Yeah.
That's Jada coming for you. Like, she is the Temple of Doom.
Purple sparkle of a boulder.
I know those are different movies. I know, but it's fine.
It's all the same to me. It's
Indiana Jones. It's all one weird acid trip. It's fine.
Yeah.
Okay, so this brings us to our final moment where we get to say, hey, Jerrilynn, do you want to hand out dinner from Bar Patricia? We have 1 free menu item plus 20% off your order from Bar Patricia. Who would you like to award the lucky prize to?
Oh my God, I'm going to have to give it to, I believe it was Lena.
Yeah.
Lena.
Who agreed with me early on in this episode, and I have been thinking about them ever since. So Lena, you're the new love of my life. Can't wait to get married.
And
oh my God. Dinner.
Gay rights.
Gay rights.
Okay, so Lena just sent me a message on Facebook, or Instagram is actually easy as well, and I will give you your magic little code so you can get dinner. Mac Duke, you still get dinner, so you can do this. Where are you? Oh, wow. Okay, so yeah, Mac Duke, send me a message. You still get dinner from last week, and Lena, slide in my DMs on Insta, and I'll hook you up with your code.
Lena, slide into my DMs too, @JusticeForJerry on Instagram, and we'll start planning that wedding, diva.
Yeah, absolutely. Make sure you're following all the dolls. GLOC XO on Instagram. I'm Karla.Marx1917 on Instagram, and Karla Marx on Facebook.
Yeah, I'm Vanta_Blaque with a QUE on Instagram, and Vanta Blaque spelled the same way on Facebook.
Can you do us a favor and drop the old tip link in there? As always, we appreciate any financial contributions that you can make our way for doing this show and bringing this all together. We split the tips 3 ways, so our lovely co-host and special guest will be getting a share of the dollars as well. And I would like to give a special shout out to 80% Sexy and Higher Heels for what they're doing with Mother's Day and putting some drag queens to work this weekend. That's super, super wonderful. Thank you so much for all of that work and effort that everybody's putting in. And also to James Demers for running pretty much single-handedly, but he's got an amazing team with him. The Fairy Tales Film Festival is happening. It kicks off on the 14th, and it'll be running for the next week or so after that. James has been really wonderful in supporting local artists and getting our work out there as a part of the film festival. 10 days of queer films. You can watch them anywhere. Sign up for this. This film festival has been going for over 20 years. We got to keep it going. It is wonderful. I'm excited. I'm going to watch that Stonewall documentary. There's one about Scream Queens that looks really, really cool.
I can't wait to like just sit down and be able to watch all of them, because sometimes it's hard to be able to go out and like have the time in the week to go and see everyone or like each film. And now it's such a treat. We can just sit here and watch them.
Absolutely.
Queers? What a concept.
Before we do a quick sign off, I just want to say an apology for myself for making a comment earlier about weight. That really wasn't cool. I've been thinking about it the whole episode. And yeah, my apologies. That wasn't cool. That was out of bounds. So my apologies if anybody was wounded by that. I screwed up and I'll be better.
We appreciate
And thank you, Dust, for the nudge on being better about that. I will. So, Vanta Blaque, any last words?
I think we are good. Thank you for joining us all each week. It has been such a treat. I love getting to see everyone and seeing the little comments. And I miss being able to do this in person so much. I'm so glad we're able to do this digital activity. And I ordered a microphone and it arrived. So
Mine did too.
Okay, so we'll talk about this later, but I think I know how to make our sound excellent on the podcast end.
Jerrilynn Spears, any final words from Vancouver?
Oh my God, thank you so much for having me. I've had a great time. I'm so excited that when this is all over to come to Calgary and squeeze both of you in person.
Yes, squeeze my buddy.
Greatly, and I'm excited that I think once this is done, hopefully there is a form of Drag Race that we can all review together in person, and I think... Yes. And I just miss both of you, and I love both of you, so thank you for having me.
I love you so much. Real quick, is there a plug? Is there somewhere people can find you real quick?
Girl, I'm in quarantine. I'm not doing anything. But on May 18th, I am part of the Drag Virtual West Coast show. You can go to my Instagram, and I will be posting about that. Or you can follow at Mina Mercury on YouTube. The show will be streamed on her YouTube channel. There is about 20-ish West Coast performers of varying performance styles who will be part of it. We did one about a month ago. I did a very fierce, dedicated performance of Carol Baskin and the Tiger King Netflix series.
I saw the look. It was great.
Thank you. And then I've got another really cute, fun performance looked up for you. So
okay, a quick plug, girl.
Sorry.
Busy.
I love to sound in my own voice sometimes. It's a bit ridiculous.
So follow her on Instagram at Justice for Jerry, at Vanta Blaque, and at Karla.Marx1917. We love you. We will be back next week with more hard-hitting action. We've got a great co-host lined up. You'll have to stay tuned for that to be released. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful night, and find us on iTunes. Talk to you later.